Impulse is revolutionizing the physical therapy experience for active individuals in Western New York. From marathon runners to warriors of the weight room, we've got you covered. Our cutting-edge technology takes sport-specific testing to the next level. Our patient-centered approach lets you drive your own recovery. You can expect individualized one-on-one sessions every time you're here. And the game changer? Impulse is home to Western New York's only public board-certified sports PT. If you're ready to get back in the game, call Impulse today and mention Moneyball for $100 off your first visit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Moneyball, and more specifically, I'm spitting seeds with my guy Troy Banks here today. We have Dwight Childs. Very happy to have Dwight here with us, pro ball player who's been around a bit, kind of an extensive, career playing pro baseball. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you could join us tonight. I'm going to let Troy lift us off here tonight and ask a couple of questions here to kind of get to know you a little bit.
Yeah, man. Hey, sure. How you been?
Good, brother. How you been?
Good. So I see you're still playing. That's great. Love to see. I met Dwight in San Diego. He was working out, and I saw this guy's physique, and I was like, "What is going on with that?" You dove a little bit into bodybuilding and nutrition in the past. So,
yep.
About that journey you've been on.
Yeah. So, I like you guys said, I had a pretty extensive career. I played for a long time. I played with Cleveland and Pittsburgh. A little stint with the St. Paul Saints in between there. I was married to my ex-wife at the time, and left the game like an idiot.
Shout out ex-wife. No, I'm just kidding.
But left the game to go home, and because I felt like I had to be a man, and I wound up being a deputy sheriff. And now, we went through. It's a very challenging job, a very honorable job. The people that do that stuff need to be recognized way more, because there's a lot of really good ones out there that do the job for the right reasons for the people in the community. And so, I did that, and I started bodybuilding during that time. Competed in men's physique, started training with a new coach, and everything kind of changed as I was going for my IFBB pro card. Life just switches directions. It actually came because somebody in the community was like, "Oh, you lied about playing professional baseball." And I'm like, "Bro, like, Google it." Like, sorry, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah. It's on the internet,
Yeah. Anything you want to find, it's out there.
Yeah. So it's like, I separated myself from that community and started to, heal myself and get into a good mind state, and fell in love with baseball. I was always in love with it. I just left it for a minute, and so wound up walking into a facility in Sacramento, Optimum Athlete, and it's run by Ryan Matthews out there. Phenomenal guy. We've been friends for a really long time. Him, his wife, they're phenomenal people. They're literally my family. Gave me a home to start training in. I just walked in one night randomly, met a guy named Paul Von Zombroy walking outside, and was like, "Hey man, is this place a good place to train at?" He's like, "Yeah, it's the best." And like, the simplicity of the conversation was awesome, Yeah. And I'm like, I see his catcher's glove. I'm like, "Hey, you're a catcher." He's like, "Yeah." I said, "You want to be my catch partner?" Yeah. He's like, "Sure, dude." You know what I mean? Like, and we just vibed from there. And so I walked in the facility, saw Ryan for the first time. Dude had a phenomenal big league career. For the Reds and Nationals. And he gave me a home there to train. I got to work with Sammy Long, Nick Mears, Matt Manning, a ton of guys. Danny Suzak came out and caught with us from time to time. Max Tassi came out. So like, just seeing all the different generations of local boys. Me being the oldest, obviously, but
is Tassi, is he a Sacktown guy? Is he a NorCal guy?
He's a NorCal guy. He's a Yuba City guy. I remember he was a freshman when I was a senior in high school, I believe. Just kind of catching up with each other, just the generations. Then Suzak, being from Sacramento, and also a U of A guy. I played at U of A. So, then we found ourselves really diving into it and working hard, and things were starting to click and come back. Ryan walked by me one day. Actually, it started, my brother actually came one day. My brother could literally manage an organization from top to bottom. He could be the president, the GM. He could be the field manager. Younger brother, actually. Dude, he used to walk around my high school baseball games, like just this little guy just walking around in like khakis and a polo. And he'd go sit with scouts and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
his knowledge and love for the game is insane.
He's
Like,
just not
and
like that. You know, some people just like,
his brain, I love talking baseball with him.
yeah,
It's my favorite thing to do, you know?
really,
And like, I mean, I've played for a long time, right? I've
right.
played at high levels and I will still talk to my brother about my swing and my hitting, you know? And I feel comfortable and trusting.
Now, did he
So,
play ball, or is he just more or less someone that can look and see your swing and tell you what you're doing wrong without actually being a great athlete himself?
so he played he played his high school career, right?
Okay.
And then when he was going to go into the junior college side, you know, he kind of didn't really know what he wanted to do, and so he started doing lessons with me. We actually, uh, you know, shout out God real quick because like, man, you know what I mean? Like just this journey alone for me, but also like just I could talk about so many things where he has worked in our life. And it's like we were in Yuba City running a camp and the people who were running it literally ditched us. Like we showed up, I was a guest appearance because I was playing pro ball. For some reason I brought my brother with me that weekend and the parents loved him. I mean, they loved the both of us and we worked really well together. But like his ability to work with kids and his ability to see a swing and break it down, his ability to see the baseball, it's really, really cool. Like
It's a gift, man. You know what I mean?
yes,
For people to really see it and dissect it, like you said, that's a gift.
yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm fortunate that that's my, you know, my best friend. So but he was literally in the cage one day and we were just doing catching stuff because he wanted to come out and see. And he was like, "You've been doing this a lot?" And I said, "No, bro, it's like my third day." And he's like, "And your exchange is still that clean?" And I'm just like, you know, like you just do things, you know, and catching was always my bread and butter. So sitting back there, and it's like I got Paul, who's younger than I am. I'm trying to work and teach him too, while also learning like some of the nuances of the game now. You know what I mean? Like we, you know, the receiving and stuff like that is a lot different.
A lot
Um,
different. A lot different.
Yeah.
a lot different, you know. So I mean, they used to tell us catch the egg, right? Don't crack the egg, don't crack the egg. Now they're telling these guys smash the egg, like boom, you know what I
Really?
mean? And you're just like, hey, okay,
Yeah.
hey, but it's like there's a fine line, right? Because you start getting heavy-handed, hard-handed, right? It's no different than playing out in the field. If your hand gets really stiff and you go to attack a baseball, you're gonna knock it out of your glove. You know, so it's a timing thing, but it's been a lot of fun.
Not to interrupt you, man, but I find that so interesting because at the end of the day, you're still looking for the overall same result, right?
Exactly.
So
Yes,
it's
literally.
how many ways can you skin a cat, right? Yeah. So it's like,
I mean, baseball now though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it is.
you know, look at hitting, right? Look at hitting. MLB Network had an old thing of Alex Rodriguez hitting, and he was just talking about using his hands, and he wasn't using his lower half. Then some baseball gurus go on there and they're like, "Oh, Alex Rodriguez didn't slow the swing with his lower half." Bro, go run a video back. Come on.
Yeah.
Like the dude was a beast. I don't care what anybody thinks about him. The guy was a straight baller.
100%.
So like, and he used his legs when he hit. But it's just like I talk about in my lives when I'm doing my VP. Like I start with my bottom hand, then I go to my top hand, right? I break them apart, then I put them together, and I use both my hands. I'm not using my legs at all.
Wow.
My legs are active. They're overactive. They want to go, right? So I'm thinking with my hand, wow, and attack that baseball. And I agree with these guys that are saying attack the top of the ball. Wow. Not everybody is 6'7", like, dude, not everybody's 6'7", 280 pounds. Right. Okay. Until you walk by Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and back then CC Sabathia, when those three guys walk by you in camp, like, cause you're over there playing at, you know, I mean, at their little Yankee facility down there. And when they come walking down the line, like, it's, you know, CC and I don't know each other like that, but we're both from Northern California, you know? And so just kind of like, what's up?
Right.
And, but it's like, bro, they are giants.
They are. They're
I'm
massive
6'3", and I felt like I was 4 feet tall.
They dwarfed, right?
It's insane, bro. They're literally huge. You know what I mean? And so like you can't take a kid who's 5'4", 5'6", 92 pounds soaking wet and tell him that he's gonna hit like this. Like, no, bro, he's not. He's gonna hit infield. To the infield. Connection is really simple. And I'm going to see if I could tilt my camera so I don't have to stand up because I don't really have to show this. But connection is simply when we load, right? Our hands disconnect from our body, correct?
Yeah.
Or at least that's the theory. Okay. So connection is just simply throwing the elbow back through here. And what that does, if I stand up and show you what that does, is it throws my hip at the same time.
Yeah.
So while you say it's contradictory, right? It's actually not. It's just
Okay.
teaching from a different. It's just teaching from a different angle. It's
Yeah,
teaching
you're
from
right.
the top instead of teaching from the bottom.
You're right.
Okay. So
It's not so much. It's not so much focusing on the legs, but the connection is still doing it's still doing it anyways.
Yes.
Right. Can you connect and get extended? Right. Stay inside the baseball. Right. Get connection. Stay inside the baseball. Get extension. Hitting is so simple, but everybody wants to, because of social media, and everybody has their opinion, and everybody wants to be, bro, that's exactly it. And it's just like I told you, just like I told you right now, right? It's not contradictory. It's the same thing. We're saying the same thing. Just I'm saying it from here and you're saying it from here, right? And the message is going like this.
I love it.
You know what I mean? And everybody's saying like, oh, this is a brand new. No, it's not, bro. You never reinvented the wheel. Like this game has been this game forever. Go watch every single one of these guys. Yeah. Every single one of them. Okay. I love it. They used to take the MLB sign, right? Literally the MLB logo. Okay? And they would stop the film, right? And this was back when our film was like janky as hell. You know what I mean? Like we're in a room like with controllers like this, like
Atari version, right?
Oh, literally. So they would stop every time when you were loaded. Right. And what they would do is they would slide the MLB symbol over you. And that was like some guys like barometer for whether you're going to be a big leaguer or not. You know what I mean?
On whether or not you fit the silhouette of the logo.
Yes. And the reason why is because I don't care how you start. Craig Counsell, Kevin Youkilis's weird little thing. You know what I mean? Like we could run it back all day long on guys.
Sure.
Every single one of them right here. Gary Sheffield. Boom, right there. Every single one of them. They all get to the same spot. So I don't care what you do before that.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
How do you get there? Right? If we're really going to break down hitting, how do you get there? Then how do you start your swing? That's all I care about. And then from there, what's up with your top hand? So I'm watching this kid hit, right? And I mean, he's got a 10-year career. Kid's got a solid career. He's got his wife and kids, right? And I'm like, bro, your wife and kids are beautiful, right? You have your family here with you. You're about to start the season, bro. Like spring training just broke. You should be so juiced. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I can't wait to get on a baseball field. Like, I can't wait. I feel like I'm 13 again. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I walk over to the cage. I'm like, hey, man, do you mind if I say something? And he's like, bro, please. You know what I mean? Like, and I could tell, like, he's just like, help, you know? And I'm like, first of all, bro, stop tripping. Like, you're in a cage. Okay. Like, where are your teammates at? Not here. I said, check that. That's one win for you, bro. You're already outworking the competition. You're already outworking everybody. But are you doing it the right way? Are you just in here doing it? Because it just looks like eyewash now because you're just getting mad, right? So I'm like, hey, relax, bro. You have a great swing. See the baseball, hit the baseball.
Yeah.
Right? You can see him like his shoulders drop and he gets a little relief. And he goes a step in the box and I see him get tense right away. And I'm like, no, stop. Right? And I'm like, can I tell you one more thing? Just so you
noticed him go right back to that old body language.
Oh, his body language said it all. You know what I mean? And also his top hand, right? I'll tilt myself. His top hand was like this.
Yeah.
Right? He's punching the baseball because someone is telling guys to punch the baseball. Like, no, bro, it's not how it works. Like, hammer a freaking nail one time and you'll know that that's not how you hit a baseball is by doing this. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's a whip.
It's a great point.
Bro, I use it every single. I wish I had a bat. I actually do have a bat in here. I'll show you guys, but we'll see. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I get excited when I talk about hitting.
No, listen, man, you're insightful as hell, and the cerebral.
So,
what's coming out of you, you're spitting. I hope you're coaching somewhere, and I hope you're coaching heavily somewhere because, I'm excited for for our listeners to get a little piece of what you're saying now. Yeah, it's so insightful and is going to make a lot of people probably a little bit more relaxed on the pressure that there is on how to swing.
For sure.
Bro, yeah, chill. Like, honestly, I'll tell you right now, if you watch any of my lives when I'm hitting, right? If I take what somebody would say is a bad swing, you'll hear me say, bro, get your timing. It's just timing.
It's just
right. Because for me, it's just like, next.
Yeah.
Right. And once I get.
That's what it needs to be. How many times have you had a bad BP than a fantastic game?
Or, you know what I mean?
You just got to just.
Or how about you're in a cage? How about you're in a cage, bro? Pump yourself up. You blast the ball off the barrel, be like, hi. You know what I mean? Like, unless Hit Track says otherwise, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're just hitting, you know what I mean? If you're just hitting, dude, just pump yourself up. You got to. You know what I mean? You have to. This is a tough game. Yeah. 3 out of 10 is Hall of Fame, bro. Yeah. Tom Brady goes throw 3 out of 10 passes. He's not Tom Brady.
No. Right.
You know what I mean? He's
You're
not
you're
Tom Brady.
absolutely right. That's a
So
key
it's like,
difference. Yeah,
you're gonna fail.
right.
So just accept it now. Accept it now. Accept the fact that a lot of this game is going to be a lot of failure. Best thing I ever heard was my draft year out of the University of Arizona. I sat down and I did an interview with Shelly Duncan, right? And it was just like him and I kind of chopping it up. And it was cool because, I was kind of asking him like draft advice type things, because he was a U of A alum. And the most important thing he ever said to me, and I hope every single one of you kids hears this: stop trying to impress the scouts. Impress your teammates. Impress your teammates. If you impress your teammates every single day, and I'm not saying like validity and like stuff like that, I'm saying go out and play the game, and go out and play the game for your teammate. Play for that guy to your right.
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 That's big time.
Bro, get some loyalty and love back for your squad. I see a lot of individuals, and like that'll never win ever. I don't care. Someone's got to be the leader. So someone has to be the hard ass. You know what I mean? Excuse my language, but someone has
all
to.
the time. Yep.
Right. And it's like this game isn't sensitive. So stop being sensitive. Right. Chill on the sensitivity and try to impress your teammates. If you impress your teammates, the scouts will be impressed. You want to know why? Because then you're a team player.
Yeah.
Right? You're a good clubhouse guy.
Right.
You ball out on the field. Check, check, check.
You're the lion.
Right?
You're the lion amongst sheep, right? And they're seeing that. Obviously, you're in that position where scouts are there to watch you anyway. So you've already checked a few boxes to get there.
Yeah.
Now they're watching
Right.
doing amongst your teammates,
Yes.
man. It's phenomenal.
Exactly. So then from there, because obviously stress, is inevitable, right?
Yep.
Pressure is inevitable. Then simplify the game. Okay. Like, we know how complex the game is. Okay. If I could sit here and I could put some on TV and we could talk for the whole entire game.
Right.
And I guarantee you the three of us could break down every single thing in this game to nauseam, to where people would want to vomit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
including us.
don't do that.
Right? We'd get
Really,
another
yeah,
self.
seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
why are you going to do that? Why are you going to do that to yourself in the cage? Right?
Right.
There's a difference between loving baseball, watching it, enjoying it, learning from it, and then just smashing your brain against it, saying that, oh, I didn't hit like him today, so I'm never going to be a big leaguer. Like, bro, go run it back to at bats earlier when he swung with a fucking ass. Oh, excuse my language. With an ass out swing.
Yeah.
He swings with an ass out swing, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's baseball.
When he wasn't trying
to hit
so
that
hard.
little white ball, right? You know how hard it is to hit that little white ball? That's what Ryan Matthews said to me one day, and that's when I knew it. Right? That's when I knew. I was like, bro, I'm back.
What I want to do, ask a couple of things.
Yeah.
Or so average fan. And this is a question, man, for both of you guys, actually, right?
Yep.
For the co-host also. How much now? Okay, with these guys, with these at bats, I'm watching Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah.
And it's the second time through the lineup, and you've already seen this pitcher once. How much of this is guessing on these pitches?
Oh man, that's hitter to hitter, and that's the beauty of it, right? For example, sitting in the dugout with Grady Sizemore, trying to figure out my approach as like a 21-year-old kid, who was just in AAA the year before when he got drafted. Like rocket ship up, time to figure it out. So I get to sit with Grady. Grady's like, I hit on halves of the plate. Okay, so Grady didn't sit on a pitch. He would just sit on half of the plate, right?
Okay.
So it just took his focus. So, just to extend a tad on that is watch the guy on deck. Okay. Watch the guy on deck. If you don't have the numbers, watch him on deck. If he's missing arm side, he's probably going to be arm side. He's not all of a sudden just going to go arm side away.
Yeah.
Right. There's not a lot of guys who are really trying to set you up like that. You know what I mean? Like watching the warm up, like especially not in professional baseball, like these dudes,
Right.
like they'll just, all right, send it down. Let's go. So if they're missing, that's where they're going to miss. So pay attention, right? So that was the thing. Split the plate in half and then work from there. 2 strikes, obviously you're going to fight, right?
I do agree with that.
I mean, and especially the on deck being as important. And I think anyone's foolish if they think it's not. That's why it's there.
Yes.
That's exactly.
So one thing
Exactly.
you said, cutting the plate in half is something that kind of goes under the radar a little bit. That is a
Mhm.
big thing. You cannot cover the whole plate with a high level pitcher. You just can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Not at all.
that's
Not when they're coming here and falling out here. Right?
the stuff.
Not when they're throwing 98 to 101 when you're putting your plan together. If you're guessing on a pitch, right? If you're educated guessing on a pitch, however you want to say it, whatever terminology you want to use, right? You do that, and then when you step in the box, you're primal. Okay. Now the other side of that is discipline. Okay, like we kind of talked about earlier. Stay disciplined to your plan. You have 3 strikes for a reason, right? If I told you the amount of times I worked these big league guys would get me to 0-2, but then they'd go out of the zone, chase, out of the zone, chase, out of the zone, chase, right? But that 2-2 count, they're starting to trip a little bit because they're like, okay, he took those other pitches, he's spitting on these. What do I do?
Yeah.
Right. And then they overthrow. Now you're 3-2. All right, baby. Well, we ain't playing contact anymore. Now we're back in business.
Yeah.
Right. Now we're back in business. What are you gonna throw me 3-2 now?
Yeah, it's
right?
mental. Everything you're saying though, the whole time you're up there, it's strategy. It's all
right.
mental strategy. So from a novice perspective on that,
Yes.
I think that in order to be primal, you have to be at a certain level, right? Time's running out on both ends here, but
no doubt.
I'd like to hear like everything that you've said so far. This is like a clinic, man. This is something that I would play this interview for my young hitters. I truly would, man. So respect.
Thank you.
But I'd like to hear more of your personal story, right? And we don't have the time for it now, but because you have such a cool background, you're talking about a sheriff from a player, now potentially back to player to definitely going to be coaching somewhere, bro. You know what I mean? So, and I definitely want to, if you're cool with it, we can do a part 2 and dive back into that part because
absolutely, yeah.
And you probably agree, man, like this whole 25-30 minutes that just flew by has been literally hitting. It's a free hitting clinic for me or anybody else listening.
Everybody better understand the value. It's just talk.
Right. This is literally like I could start charging money for this. And
this one isn't free.
But man, you're definitely a rad. You're a rad dude, man. You're a humble guy. Salt of the earth, I can tell, man. And we are gonna cut it with you, and I'm really hoping you can come back on and do a part 2. This was a lot of fun though, man.
Absolutely.
You guys just let me know. I'm happy to come back, especially since you said you have kids watch it. So, anything to give back to the kids,
Love it, dude. Yeah,
absolutely.
I have 3 little boys. I'm in the thick of it, and I'm excited to play this. So have a great evening, man, and we will definitely
Thanks, you guys too.
All right. Yeah. See you, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
Care, man. Thanks.